I never give up any hope. I figure someday destiny is going to come around. It's going to say, go right on. Get in there. It's you.
Well, you know they call it Stormy Monday, but everybody knows Tuesday's just as bad. They call it Stormy Monday when everybody knows Tuesday's just as bad. Wednesday's worse, and Thursday's oh so sad.
That's all I've got. In a bottle of vodka. Everybody is going wet because the cops won't leave nobody alone.
The stress of living on the streets.
The cops won't leave no one alone. They keep on hassling everybody, bothering everybody. I get at least 4 or 5 tickets a day. I got 17 warrants for nothing. For drinking a bottle? I mean, who am I bothering?
It is real stressful. And when somebody like Tony comes to me, he says, you know, I got 17 warrants and just waiting to be picked up by the cops. And what can you do about it? You know, you just say, there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't know what to say to these guys when they come to you.
Fix me.
You need to get medical treatment.
I don't care if they cut the damn legs off, as long as they don't hurt no more. Kenny, if I showed you this, you'd puke.
Yeah, I saw cobblestone's maggots.
Look, let me show you this. You're probably gonna puke. Look at it.
Oh, Tony.
Look at it. You see all the bugs in there?
Tony, you gotta go to the hospital. They gotta get rid of those maggots. They gotta cut that dead flesh out. Tony, you gotta do it this time. You just...
Kenny, right now I don't give a damn if I die. I don't care anymore. How can they do what you can do? Just because you're homeless?
I know.
But if you went in there with a shirt and a tie and the collar, and, oh yeah, man, you're right there. If you go in with a dirty t-shirt, they ain't had a badge in a month, they call the cops on you, put you in jail. Nobody gives a shit about anybody. They just walk by you like you don't even exist.
We're getting more and more intolerant of one another and intolerant of just the realities of how this planet works. You know, we talk about environmentalists talk about destroying the environment. We're destroying the primary environment, ourselves, which is us.
18 years old, tell me to do this, to shoot someone, didn't even know the person, wasn't even mad at him, and still did it, and then came back after I served my country and still was treated like I was nothing.
The government sent me over, they sprayed me down with crap, and they sent me back to say go home and be normal. Well, there's no morality to this. This is not normal. Okay? And the pain is continuous.
See, I got my hand caught between 2 big rollers that melt plastic. I was working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, burnt and crushed my hand. I've been on the streets ever since.
That's me. I've been on the streets since I was 15 years old. My mom and dad gave me away when I was just a baby.
My mom died when she was 10 years old from a heroin overdose. 3 days before she died, she thought I had lost that $5 because I couldn't find it. It had got stuck somehow up in my pocket, and I just thought I lost it. She beat me for an hour with extension cords, but my grandma and 2 of my aunties sat there and watched.
My father told me I was a piece of shit. I was going to die in the gutter, man. Every day, daily. Kicked me, punched me, put my head through the kitchen wall.
You know, violence and perversion, and it's been a nightmare. I had a foster home, and I was, you know, we were raised rich in Laguna Beach, and then Gramps was the molester, which was my mom's dad, and it just perpetually got worse.
back and forth and abuse after abuse, and things happen all through my life. So I decided to travel on my own.
How are they going to make it through school? How are they going to compete? And it seems to me these days with all the technology that's going on, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is even worse, and the knowledge gap is even worse. So how do you get yourself back in society when you don't know how to use a computer, you can't read very well, you have huge emotional scars that you're carrying, and once a person in their second or third week of stopping to use drugs and alcohol, all of this hits them like another tidal wave. And this is why people use drugs and alcohol, is to self-medicate and get rid of all those terrible emotions and hurts that are, hounding on them every single day.
But see, once you start drinking, the alcohol eats away at you till you have to drink to keep from getting sick. So if they had some other alternative for these people than them being out in the cold, then maybe they can start to help some of these addictions that they have and cure them. Because as long as they don't have to be in the situations that's causing them to drink, they won't drink. But see, now it's a lot of people that's out here now that has to drink, that's so addicted to it that no matter what you do, they have to drink, and you're going to have to allow them to drink.
I had a lot of mental problems in my life, and I snuck away with alcohol and drugs, and then the further I got into it, the more I dropped down in my life. And now I just, it's like, who gives a shit? I'm here, I'm surviving. I feel bad for the people that sit there and say, look at that, despicable person.
It irritates the hell out of me. I get out there on a corner and some guy's looking at me with these beggar eyes and stuff for his, wants me to bum some money and get that kind of stuff. I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. If you want to be a man, and you want to be a responsible person, then you need to get a job.
You gonna give me a job? You gonna give me a place where I can go take a shower before 9 o'clock in the morning so I can at least smell clean? Are you gonna give me laundry facilities that open up before 9 o'clock so I can get to work and I have clean laundry? Because when I get done with work and I come back and the laundry facilities are closed at the shelter or whatever, and just trying to start off to make money, and are you gonna live in a shelter where everybody's coughing and sneezing and puking and defecating and urinating, and you have to deal with that kind of stuff to get a job and stay clean and not smell like crap when you walk into work and look like crap?
Most people have this lack of sympathy or understanding or concern for the homeless because they don't really know them. They just see them. They see a stylized version of them that's projected to them, or they see them passing on the street and they form all these assumptions and ideas.
I went to the grocery store today in Malibu and walked behind a guy that stank. I don't want him in my neighborhood. I don't want to go to that store. I don't want to be around where I don't want to be pestered with asking for change. I don't want to be bothered with, help me for this, help me for that. I don't want them around.
The way we look is not because we want to, it's because of needs of funds and haircuts and laundry facilities and stuff like that being a profile. How do you know I'm not a rock and roll person that have $1 million from an album or something, and I get treated this way because I look like a bum?
One of the easiest things to do is just go over to somebody that's homeless, sit down next to them and start talking to them. It's real simple. It's not a complicated thing.
You don't have to take them to your house. You don't have to give them money, but you can talk to the person like he's a person, which he is. He's a human being just like anybody else.
Because our humanity has become probably the last of our priorities, you know what I mean, in back of, you know, so-called security and wealth and this and all of these other things that have no meaning without humanity. Why would you, you know what I'm saying? We become afraid to touch one another, to reach out to each other.
But a hug, what's a no? You know, just a hug.
I need socks this winter. Winters are always rough on socks, right?
Chickens, meats, breads. Yeah, so it's like help out a little bit, profit sharing.
But if anyone who has, let's say, a negative feeling about homeless people were to be brave enough, they're brave enough to say, get them out of town or put them on a bus or I don't want to see them, but they're not brave enough to just go over to a person that's homeless and say, want to go to lunch? You know? Want to go to lunch? No, they're afraid. They don't want to be sitting in a restaurant with somebody that's smelly and dirty and what. Heck, what is, you know, do you see how ridiculous that is?
Don't be paranoid or afraid of somebody because their feelings inside are just as strong as the ones that you have inside your heart.
We're talking about a human life, you know, with all of the graces and values that we each have, and yet because of appearance, we're willing to let that human life just go down the sewer. Just keep it out of my way so I don't have to see it. I don't have to confront the fact that I don't care. I don't care enough to come out of my comfort zone that I've managed to carve, not even realizing that tomorrow that could be you.
What I could say to the people that aren't homeless, it could happen to you within any situation, for losing a job, not having enough money to pay rent, for instance, even being injured and your disability doesn't pay enough. If you're sleeping in the parks, they'll still ticket you even during the day for sleeping or make you get up and go. They'll do the fact the way you look. But I've gotten approximately 11 tickets for sleeping, and you know they start off at $70, and each ticket you get, it goes how many you have, and it goes up higher. And if I had $70, I'd be in a motel room.
You can't sleep at night time because you got the police looking for where you're sleeping, so they can harass you. You know, they want you out of town. If you find your sleeping spot, they'll keep giving you a ticket for being there. You can't sleep in the daytime because there's always some kind of park maintenance or kids on the beach having their beach day, or, you know, there's always something happening in the daytime. Working on the streets, you know. You can't sleep in the daytime, you can't sleep at home. When are you going to sleep?
Right outside my office there are 3 men now. I feel so bad for them. They've decided they sleep behind my building here. They just started this about a week ago, so they probably got moved by someone from some other place, and they're, you know, they're the Vietnam veteran era guys. They're my age men, so they're fairly old for homeless people. You know, in Santa Barbara, we don't have a place for that, right? We outlaw that. Can't do that. If you don't own the land, there's no place for you to sleep. There's something wrong with that.
The police only let us stay in one place for so long. And then they say, all right, time to move. And so we pick everything up, or they take everything, and then we have to acquire it again.
There is nothing that we can do. I'll take all my time in trying to reach you.
The Park District has been working with different people, social service providers, to deal with this issue of camping in the parks, and some individuals have continued to camp in district parks in violation of the ordinance. Some people have been cited numerous times. I think the campground that you see in the background, that individual has been cited more than 5 times.
Leave us alone. We're not bothering anybody. You know, all we're doing, you know, sleeping and eating. We don't cause any problems.
I just see Derek running down the
Yeah,
street.
he came over here.
Yeah. What did he have to say? He was acting crazy. Yeah.
Some fuckhead son of a bitch.
Say much, but
He sure did when he came over here.
If you're going to have a campground facility, you need to have, appropriate restrooms and showers and cleaning facilities. Otherwise, you get, squalid situations like this that, really aren't beneficial for one, for the camper, or two, for the general public.
That's bullshit what he said, too, that this is illegal. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Raimundo.
hello.
I'm waiting for my cigarette, please.
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can roll it for you. Well,
Put your skunk away.
Okay, a little.
That's cool. By the way, my name's Tom.
Oh, that's my son, Tommy. And this is Raymond Pirate Mouse.
Pirate Mouse. You're too much. I haven't hugged you in about a week.
Stay away from me.
No.
No, but
we'd be in trouble.
But you know what? We are such a happy family.
I usually passing by just about 11 o'clock. I usually passing by just about 11 o'clock. If you want to see me cool time, I'll be your natural star. All right. You got one Papanella, Dixie cups, all flavors and push-ups too. I'm your ice cream man, stopping when it passes by. You see me, all my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy. Oh my my. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Society has made a decision right now about where resources go, i.e. tax dollars. And tax dollars are not going to service these people. A lot of people were let out in the late 80s onto the streets, and there's really no place for them to go.
I hate to even say this, but damn it. Because I'm not whining behind it. But I got lung cancer and a bad heart. And see, this is Chumash land. And this is where I want to go. That's it. It's Chumash land. I don't want to die in a damn hospital. I want to be here.
When death comes upon you so fast, there was one year we had, what, like 13 or 16 people die in a matter of a couple months. But when everybody's out here, you go your own direction. Kelly and I met a few years ago, and he was in good shape. And then I wanted to move away from this side of town, and I moved on to that side of town, and that's where Kelly stayed. And it got to the point, we'd go to the store and to get our beer because we like drinking beer. We don't get into the hard booze. But he wanted this half pint of vodka. It was $2 and I think it was $2 out the door. He didn't want to drink with us because you can't hide in the bathroom and drink one beer. But you can go into the bathroom and put the vodka in an orange juice and slug it down like it's orange juice and not get caught by the fucking police. His stomach started getting bigger and bigger, and sleeping next to him, you feel the pain. The only thing you can do is try and keep a smile on your face and say, Kelly, let's go get you another bottle of fucking vodka,
He was dying. He'd been in that bandstand. He hadn't been able to walk and be able to go to the bathroom, get anything to eat. I mean, he was literally dying, hallucinating like mad. Winter's coming up, Kelly. It's gonna get cold out here.
Who gives a shit?
I'm
in Texas, man. I'm in Texas.
Yeah, but it's gonna be pain while it's that winter.
I don't give a shit. Talk about pain.
I know. It's just another layer you don't need right now, right? It's something you don't need right now. You need
shit about pain.
What's the scar on your stomach about? What's that about?
I got stabbed.
You got stabbed? What's with the rash on your arm? What's that?
Oh fuck, these are probably...
No, this shit over here.
Yeah, I got it over there. This one just started swelling up. So, this is probably the liver.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is your liver starts to stop functioning.
Oh, this sucks, brother. Like I said, I lived 43 years. And I got 3 beautiful kids. I got grandkids and all that. The hell else I want?
Well, but maybe you need to be around for them.
Oh, well, hell, I wasn't there for them anyhow.
Okay, Kelly, I'm going to ask the guys to take care. Keep an eye out for you, okay?
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Just gotta get up and talk to them. Just get up and talk to them. They're right here.
Now turn around.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta make a statement to the press and the world and the country. What do you want to say?
What do you want to say?
Yes.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be freedom? Why can't we have freedom on this earth? I don't care if I'm on a bozo show. Yeah, the best world in the Neverland. It's some good stuff. But don't smoke too much of it, it'll give you brain damage.
That's right, you're busted. That's a club that you want to be.
I don't care, I'm gonna wrap my ass.
You get all those laws mixed up every now and then. I think you forget what number they are.
I think them are door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. You know what? This is so relaxed.
You get the
now, wait a minute.
I know, but when you talk about it, it's going to go out.
Yes. Drug use and abuse, it's the lack of them having something or somebody in their life to take the loneliness away. So they get real lonely within themselves and they want something to change their mood to a better mood. So they go out and do drugs.
There's fears everywhere. And there's fears every day. I'm afraid of this. Because I don't know what's going to happen next to me. You know, but this is the only thing that keeps me settled down.
And I do my recycling with a shopping cart, and I have a break spot, and I do happen to have a dope beverage, and I'm 44 years old. I'm twice plus the minimum age, and I drink responsibly, and I work for my own pennies in my pocket. What can I say?
A lot of things have been pulled out of our lives that we're never going to get back.
A lot of pain.
Yeah. And you can't return the pain. You know, and you can't accept what was taken away from you.
I don't even like thinking about it.
And you join together. You know, you join together because misery loves company.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone through a lot of turmoil, and I know that a lot of people have gone through turmoil
We'll beat the hell up back
in their lives.
And they got over it.
And they got over it. And a lot of the stuff that got captured inside our bodies, it's hard to release. And we moved away from our families.
Now one of these soul mornings, it won't be very long. The homeless will they will have a brand new home. Up and close. I got a long white road. Up and glory land. I got a new pair of shoes. I hear the train coming, y'all. Shoot, yeah. Shoot. I won't be homeless no more. Oh, I won't be homeless no more. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Shoot. I won't be homeless no more.
You got to realize the winters are cold in Santa Barbara, and they're wet. I mean, I used to remember people used to come in with jungle rot on their feet. And that's pretty terrible when you see jungle rot on a human being. But that's what the shelter offers, is shelter from the storm, literally. And it literally keeps people alive. So this is a crucial element, but it cannot be the end element. I mean, this is not the answer. When you go to sleep, you sleep with 1 or 2 other people, not 230 other people that they may have communicable diseases. I mean, they may be awake at night with their psychosis or the bipolar disorders. And then you think of the children here. I mean, you know, that's the hardest part. But once again, you go to the alternative to being here is being in a car on the street with these children, being in a park. I mean, literally, we picked up children from the parks. Last year, a little girl sleeping behind a dumpster. Saying, you know, it's just, it's really hard. But you can't, unfortunately, our society has moved towards that shelters are the answer, and they're not the answer.
But we do have a song about it, and the shelter is going to come out December 1st. And there's going to be a lot of them around.
We have lives. We have lives. See how they run. See how they run. They jump and run from one to one. They bother me every time I come. We have lives. We have lives. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, scratch, scratch. See how we scratch. See how we scratch. My body has it very bad. If you don't help it, it'll be really sad. We have lives. We have lives. Itch, itch, itch. I wish I was rich. If I was rich, I wouldn't have this itch. I'm tired of sleeping in the ditch. Wouldn't have to if I was rich. Itch, itch, itch. Itch, itch, itch.
Call me residentially challenged and urban camper, that's fine, but I am not homeless. I am not without a house. I do have my house. Just so, you know, just because my roof is the sky and my floor is the ground, you got people out here that go down to the State Street Grill and they are the dirtiest, filthiest things you ever seen, but when they sit on that piano, you've never heard sweeter music. It's what you do. Bring that out in them. Give them some pride back in their life. That's why that piano sits where it is. It's like when I pull out a sword. Everybody says, what are you talking about, a sword? Sword's a musical instrument, folks, just so y'all know it. And if I do it just right and I cut the music right, you're going to pay me tonight. If I don't, and I'm casting a bad image, people just going to walk on by. Bargain basement, residentially challenged and homeless only. Second floor, children's toys. Please control your little rugrats. Seventh floor, unhappy ex-husbands. We sell guns, bows, arrows, claymores, anything that'll work. We even have hitmen that'll take care of the problem for you. Penthouse for Santa Barbara snobs. By the way, the cook didn't wash his hands today. Hell, I'll be a cartoon character if that's what it takes. Yeah. I'm going to make what I need to survive and to help somebody else out. If you're not helping somebody else out, then you're not doing your job as a hobo, or a tramp, or a homeless person, a residentially challenged person, an urban camper, whatever you perceive or want to call it. Help your brother out. There's people out there that don't have abilities. Give them a cigarette. Buy them a cup of coffee. If some guy's got the shakes and he's really bad off, maybe buy him a beer. Because that's, maybe that's their way of escaping reality. I know this is my way of escaping it. When I come here, I'm peaceful in this one locale. when I'm out there, I'm on the defensive. Because every day you got to get up, sit and think, how am I going to make my money today, for today, just for today. I'm not worried about tomorrow. If I get up tomorrow and I'm above the bricks, I'm happy. But today is what I worry about. This is my everyday ritual. I do this every day. Why my nickname is Critter, because I'm a creature of habit. Penny. So when I go out here and I hustle, I have to think, well, I need to make sure I eat. I got to have my medicine. I smoke. Stupid little things, but it's everyday life. You get up, you figure you need X amount of dollars a day. The residentially challenged do 85% of the recycling in this town. There's a can on the ground. Who picks it up? Think about it, the homeless person. Who's the one that will basically just about eat anything you give them? The homeless person. So obviously there's a need for more food service here for us. They need to get more showers out here for these people that are accessible. Now, I'm going to show you something that you can use. How to wash your hair in a bathroom from a toilet. Now, you don't realize what I'm about to teach you. You might be able to pass this on to some people that can't wash their hair right.
We're trying to find a wrong spot. There's a few go, it takes the hell out of you. Don't you see what it might do? I gotta learn how to survive, yeah. I have to stay alive. Oh, I can't see you, I can't hear you. Therefore you to reach out to me.
Their idea of self-sufficient is to fall into their line of thinking. That's not ours. You got givers and you got takers out here. The givers are far and few. I had friends of mine, someone stole my sleeping bag. What do I have? I have another sleeping bag because I'm a giver. In return for that, I went out and bought 2 blankets for somebody else because God was good to me.
The other day I was running a sign, need a sleeping bag. And a lady come up to me, lives right over here in on Haley Street at the apartments over there, and she gave me a sleeping bag. I had a silver bracelet that I give her. But the sign said, I need a sleeping bag, anything helps. The woman that gave me money, her child, her daughter, was handicapped.
Living this way, you see the kindness in its purity. I've been sitting on a bench with my gear and so forth, and some little child will walk past and start pulling on the mother's dress or whatever. Mommy, Mommy, can we give that man some money? And I'll overhear, right? Now, 1 or 2 things happen. In most instances, the mother will look at me and look at the girl, give her $1, and she'll run over and give it to me, and it almost makes you cry. Now, it also makes you cry when the same thing happens and the mother says, no, he's not getting anything. Forget it. And pulls a little kid and almost rips her arm out of the socket to get her away and squashes that beginnings of what is compassion growing in the child. And I think, how sad. Because they're going to make that little child cold as ice by suppressing it like that.
The poor people in this town will help the poor people. There isn't any one of us that can't go to another homeless person and almost get what we need. I just wish they would view people that are dirty different than they do. Because they're not dirty, because some people, they get exhausted. If you get in a car, you drive around, right? How much energy does that take? We have to walk from point A to point B, and then point A to point B, and then C, and then D, and we got. By the time we're done with all this moving around, trying to do what people that do normally,
shoes,
yeah,
they're all
right.
worn out.
so you'd be surprised about the people that actually in Santa Barbara look dirty. They're not harmful people. They're just and they haven't give up. It's just that the pressures of life
We're
and the things.
survivors is what it is.
It gets so much, man. You just then
Life
you want to
is
go get a beer and get drunk just to forget what the hell you had to go through to get whatever it was. And then, but when you do that, then you get messed up, then you get dirty again, then you got to go clean up, and it just continues into a cycle. And sure, we get loaded. I drink. I don't do drugs or anything, but I drink. But we need law and order. I mean, that's all there is to it. We have to have law and order. So I don't hate them when they bust me. It's just that I hate it because I got busted because I wasn't in the house that I couldn't afford, or I wouldn't have got busted.
I've been sitting here for at least 2 hours, and they came up to me, and what can I say? I'm a homeless person. They throw me out of the park. I can't sleep here. I can't sleep anywhere. I cannot sleep anywhere. And the cops just told me if I was caught, I'd get in jail. And for the cops to treat me like that, it's just beyond me. It's beyond me. I'm not an alcoholic. I want to be now. I'll leave my shit here right now. People can steal it. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
I've never met a person who was hopeless, apathetic, depressed, lost, or any of that couldn't be brought back with love.
It's been hard for me since I was growing up. Especially without a parent. Especially without anyone that cares. Don't no one care. They ain't got enough heart to care.
The first step to reversing apathy is love, because apathy comes out of mistrust, feeling alone, feeling that you're not going to be heard, that whatever you say or do is not going to make any difference, feeling like you don't make any difference, feeling like there's no difference in the world. Doesn't matter whether you get up, you go to bed, you vote, you don't vote. It's going to be the same results. That comes from a disconnect. So the first thing you have to do is connect. And the thing that people connect with most is love, attention, hearing, someone that hears them, knowing that somebody is actually listening, someone actually cares. And once that happens, they kind of begin to come out of that stupor. Once you begin to bring them out of that stupor, they'll begin to see that, there are other people out there that can love them too, and that they have love themselves. So one of the most rewarding gifts you can give a person is the ability for that person to awaken their ability to love. Not just love them, but allow them to be able to love you. Because that's what happens. People don't want to love. They don't trust it anymore. They don't want the involvement. They don't want the disappointment. They don't want to be hurt. So they lock themselves up in these little shells, and every year it gets smaller and smaller. Every year it's easier and easier for them to just disregard everything.
We understand that's a problem. We understand as a society that we have an obligation to help these people. But the politicians and the bureaucrats put that priority at a very low level in their administration of government. And because that problem doesn't raise its head on the radar screen of most people, there's no pressure on the politicians or the bureaucrats to provide the level of service that's needed.
And it's not a thing about blame, but we've done so much to each other with no apologies, that we just can't sit down and say it anymore. It's like we're all one people. That's the bottom line that we all forget. Whether you look at it through evolution and Darwin and that whole cycle, or if you look at it through creation in the Bible.
A lot of us believe in God and read the Bible all the time, but reading the Bible and following God and trying to stay out of the police department's way you can't do it. You can't be a godly child and stay out of the police department's way, because the police gonna want to arrest you for every little thing you do. Even if you ain't doing nothing, they want to try to scare you, so maybe you might do something that they can arrest you for. You know, so we have all these elements fighting against us that should be fighting with us.
We are the point people that represent authority, that represent the law, that represent the council, that, you know, represent a lot of entities, or represent to them, you know, the other side of the community that is against them.
Cops, cops, cops. Cops, cops, cops. See how they run. They have a gun. They look in every bush for us. Always trying to make a fuss. Making sure they make a bust. See how they run. See how they run.
What I really see in real life in our officers, believe it or not, and even though we have to enforce, we have to be tough and do all those things, is a real caring attitude. I've seen officers take money out of their pocket to feed homeless people more than one time.
But I've seen them get over aggressive with a lot of people that they shouldn't be. Yeah, they pick the ones they want to be nice to. Excuse me, it says serve and protect on your car.
It says protect and serve on the side of their cars.
You take what you can get.
And yeah, they don't give me a quarter. You know, they arrest me for asking for a quarter. And then you get caught pissing in the bush, and you get urinating in public. Well, where the fuck are you supposed to go?
Defecating on the street, you know, no, that's not right. But if you don't have a place to go, that's where you have to do it. And then get ticketed.
Yeah, I mean, there's always controversy. Are tickets used for social control? And I mean, one of the greatest incidents I can remember, when he was sitting there with Tony, when he was finally being arrested, he had 26 or 27 citations. Now, anywhere between citation ticket number 1 and citation at ticket 26, you could be popped, right? So, and he's been stopped many times. I've seen him. You know, when you're an alcoholic in the street and you do get put in jail, the jail staff theoretically are supposed to make sure the DTs, I mean, you could die from a seizure. And hopefully they get the medications. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
The county jail will no longer give me anything to help me sleep. And if you stay up for 7 days or 10 days, if you're up 24/7 for 10 days, 12 days, I mean, it kind of makes you crazy when you stay up that long. So I'm gonna keister Tylenol PM. Now, you take whatever you want to take into jail. You take and you put them into the cup here. You put them into the condom. All right, and then you tie a knot. It's not easy. They make these things slippery. All right, and then you want to double protect yourself by putting it back through. You can stick that in your ass, and it'll be okay. When you get back in, you can pull it back out later. When somebody's an alcoholic or a drunk, and you throw them in jail, and then you let them back out, you throw them in jail and let them back out. You know, if they stop drinking and then they start drinking again, they stop drinking and they start drinking again, that's what kills you. When you take me in and out of jail, it screws up my system.
Okay, well, that's not my concern right now.
I know it's not your concern.
I asked you very nicely to just comply with the law and asked you to pour out an open container.
You know, when sometimes you got to say fuck the law. Compliance is a very big word. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's this. I mean, they put you through this shit. I don't know why. Man. I've got to turn myself into the county jail for 2 weeks or 10 days or 12 days or whatever. All I'm doing is living. They don't arrest a raccoon or a possum or a bear or an eagle They help all them out. Human beings, you gotta pay. And I think that's fine when it comes down to people that can pay. But when it comes down to the people that can't pay, there's got to be a place for everyone.
It's like playing a game. Now, if I lose the game, do I still survive?
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Come on, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Come on, sinners, let's go down, down in the river to pray.